Welcome to another episode of the APL Spotlight Series, an offshoot of the APL show. Incredible guests the world over with amazing insights, but this is a chance to really highlight them, maybe even to play around more with angels, loving guides from India and from all over the universe. After all, the universe, love is the fabric of the universe. It's super big, and we can all do just a little less thinking to enjoy it more. Today, coming to us from Nicaragua, oh my goodness, is she incredible. She's the full package. She's love, she's light. I'm getting goosebumps as I say this. She's originally from South Africa. I don't want to say she does it all, but on paper, she does it all. She's a lot of fun. But when she speaks, it's like a combination of, and not to compare her to anybody, she's carving her own path, but she's super gentle, super concise, super high vibe. And she's a combination of like Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks meets Eckhart Tolle without being too complex. And also just one of the most authentic healers around. So with no more ado, if I said it right, Natalie Namaste, coming to us from Nicaragua. Thank you for coming on the show. You're going to be an APL show guest in the spring of 2025, and I'll have you back as often as you'll allow me to.
Oh, it is so lovely to be here with you, Michael. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, look, you do a lot for people. You've had a long path. You're a healer in many different ways. Could you cover for us, maybe briefly, the big picture, but could you share with us what are those stories in your main show appearance? You mentioned the highway thing, the restaurant thing where you started to see auras on people. Maybe you have something else you could give us a lot of flavor with as you were developing into the healer that you are today. But what do you do for folks first?
I channel the angels. I also channel people's guides. In session, I connect with the person's soul. So it's their soul that's saying and guiding me, oh, we need to release this belief, or we've got an ache and pain in our body over here. And so channeling, I get to deeply understand where a person's at, what their soul purpose is, what they're here to create and experience, and how to heal, how to come back to that oneness of the light that they truly are. And I did many things like soul regression, generational healing, so healing the ancestral lineages, Reiki, channeling, channel guidance, questions and answers. And my new very special gift is on the 11th of every month, I am doing a 30-minute session, which includes channeled messages from the angels, an 8-minute silent meditation, and a card reading, and if there's time, answering, channeling a question or two. And yeah, so there's a lot of light and love and wisdom that I bring. And what is coming through right here right now to share with you about how it's all been for me up to this point. Okay.
And while you're grabbing it, I'll mention your website. It's just www.natalienamaste.com. Easy website to find. And again, thank you for doing what you do for all of us.
Oh, it's truly a pleasure and an honor, because every time I connect with someone or in a group setting, we all raise our frequency, and to be in that space is just it's love, and it feels like a gift for each of us, for all of us. So what's coming in now is that, oh, it's interesting. Okay, so I was channeling from a very young age, channeling light, sending it out to everyone and anything that I felt drawn to, sending it to the world. And then I started seeing colors and auras, and when I'd be with a person, and all of a sudden I'd be hearing the voice of the angel or guides, and telling me things about them. And so this gift just grew and grew and grew. And then when I was about 16 years old, I finished school and I went to college, and I think it was the first week that I was there. The boy in front of me turned around and looked at me, and he said, "You need to read this book." And he handed me Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. You know it. It's many people know this book, and if you don't, it's a wonderful book to activate your your essence of being able to see, feel, and experience beyond this dimension. So that's what started happening for me. I was catching the train to college every day and reading the book, and then I'd look up and I'd be like, whoa, everything's energy. So everything would actually turn from being physical into energy, and I would start to see like vibrations and patterns, and I started vibrating, and then so it got even stronger. So at this time, I was also working in a coffee shop, in a restaurant, in a shopping mall. And while I was there, I was busy cleaning a table and I was looking up. I was like, wow, look at all these colors around people. It's amazing. And this lady came to me and she held me by the hand and she says, you've come to Earth to help with ascension. You've got 120 angels working with you. And it all starts with yoga. And so I think now I'm probably around about 18 years old at this point. And I was like, great, find me a yoga teacher, get involved with yoga. And my mom had a psychic friend. So I went to her and I said, I've been channeling this life for so long. I know I'm a healer. I want to get out there and heal people and help people. And she said, oh, Natalie, you're 18 years old. When you're 33 and you've got life experience as well, you are going to be a great teacher and healer, but give yourself time. And I was just so enthusiastic. So, and I love the enthusiasm because that's our soul driving us, and that's what keeps us going and striving to have more experience here on Earth. So I found a teacher, wonderful shaman, South African lady, and you know, part of the course, the training, was to give a session to one of her clients. So while I was working with her clients, I had both my hands by her feet. One of her legs had gone gangrene, so I was working in the ether and the energy, and one hand was on her foot. And I got this message, and it came through so strong. If she doesn't stand up for herself, standing on her own 2 feet, with her husband, who was challenging and overpowering, then she could go gangrene in the upper leg. So I went and I told my teacher that I got this message, and my teacher brought me in to speak to her clients, and from there it just went on because the messages were so accurate and so clear. And so that teacher actually took me under her wing and helped me to develop. And there's just one more thing that I want to share because it's coming in really strong. Now we can fast forward quite a while. I don't know how long ago this was, maybe 10, 12 years ago. I was living in Thailand, and I was swimming, and I got out of the swimming pool and I sat down and I met my neighbor, first time meeting him and his partner. And as I sat there, I started feeling like I was getting pushed off my chair. And I said, excuse me, but there's a soul who's passed over, who's pushing me because he wants to communicate with you. So is it okay if I give you this message? And he said, okay. He thought it's a bit strange. And then I got the first letter of the soul's name, and then I got this vision, and I said, whoa. He said that he died in the Vietnam War, that like he took the bullet, he got killed, and that you, and I was talking to the guy, I was like, and telling him, and he's saying that you are living with guilt and you feel like you're the one who should have died. And he's saying that every night when you're sleeping in your bed, he pushes you off your bed. And then I said, do you ever find yourself like on the floor? And his partner, she started crying. He started crying. He's like, how do you know this? Yeah, I'm getting pushed off my bed every night. And just to pass that message on, I gave him the full message. And the beautiful thing is when loved ones who have passed come through, there's always something special they want to share. And he said, please forgive yourself. Please go and live life, because it was my time to die. And this is your time to live. Mm. And so being able to share that message with him was hugely impactful for him and for me.
All of this is beautiful. We'll back up. I'm going to blow you some sage. We're going to do the Celestine prophecy thing in the movie version, which is where I'm at. I've held the book a lot. owned it at one point, and I've thumbed through it a million times. And James Redfield has a bunch of books. People can check out his offerings. He's done a lot of good for the world if you enjoy his stuff. But I'm going to light some sage. So you can catch it at home. Natalie's going to catch it in Nicaragua. We've done this before, so we know it works. But it could be sage, flowers, ocean, and then whatever else you need. But what will you allow for? So just ask the universe angels to get you out of your head into your heart. Once we get the energy seeing part done, maybe we can ask about the student at the university who turned and handed you the book, what angel might have been helping out, and especially the woman at the restaurant diner, because if there's a good answer there and you feel like sharing it out loud, that'll be fun for folks to go full circle and for you. Here's some sage. Catch what you can catch. No try Yoda, but always try Archangel Gabriel. They're both correct. It's not about words. It's about being in the heart. Natalie, are you getting sage in Nicaragua?
I sure am. It's coming as a huge cleansing energy.
Any flowers or ocean or anything else?
It feels like it is the ocean. It feels like the air, you know when you've got that fresh ocean air and there's a little bit of salty water that touches your skin.
Yay. And if the audience hasn't figured out, I'm obviously very excited and enthusiastic, but we've got someone on air who is literally enthusiasm. And so that's why I'm excited from the get-go. Just seeing her photo, something clicked. Okay, background. Although number one background for anybody is the blue sky. You're on the beach or you're just in your backyard, it's blue sky. Good luck remembering to remember or to allow for this. To me, those are the two big obstacles, but let's flip that pancake: opportunities in each moment of life. Remember to remember, if you can remember to remember, when you remember. But by that, I mean, just see with your heart. You're already seeing the energy all the time, but all you're thinking in the world filters it out. So here is this. I'll put two fingers together, make a giant pencil. They do this in the movie Celestine Prophecy. Check that out. And you'll see a flow of light between my fingers. Natalie may already be seeing it all over my hands and around me from the get-go, but that's okay. What do you see between my fingers as a flow?
I'm just giving time and space for all the viewers to see, and then I'll share as well, because I am seeing golden light and pink light.
And I'm laughing. Good. And you can ask an angel like Joy. We'll put her up to ask about the student who handed you the book. You can ask her to make something extra special. You can keep it to yourself. You can share it out loud, but just say got it when you got it, like sparks, fireflies, fireworks, butterfly coming off the light, something extra that isn't my flow, but will be an angel stepping in. What do you get?
Yes. It's a beautiful pattern. It's like an open infinity pattern that's flowing.
And I'm just cracking up. Oh, in India, they do it this way without anything to do with Celestine Prophecy. And we have had a guest or two who were around in the 70s. They were doing it before the book exists. James Redfield deserves total credit for getting everything put together and all his teachings and all his great work for what he does. Be sure to use his resource stuff if you're drawn to it. So for your university, you had a gentleman turn. I'll put up two angels, a Joy and a Charlotte. If you've watched the show before, please subscribe, like, share, comment, and emojis are great. We just only have a 21% check-in. If you come and watch, we're about, I think, 70 clicks away from hitting 500,000 viewers at this exact moment. So by tomorrow, we should be at over 500,000, but people are really shy, and I'm not surprised at all. But while you're here, you can change that. It's free. Click a couple emojis, say something nice. Here's Joy and Charlotte. What do they say about that student turning? First, we know it was no accident. And which
everything happens in divine timing. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. When the mind is open, the wisdom is absorbed and integrated. So he had a feeling inside of him that I could see, sense, and experience beyond this dimension, and that I was ready to grow that gift. And it's very interesting because years later, I said to him, you know, that you had a massive impact on my life. And he said, I didn't even remember that that's what I did.
And which angel or angels are going to take credit, either from your crew? Here are 4 archangels: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. Who's taking credit for helping him over the fence on that?
Oh, I'm feeling Archangel Jophiel and Uriel.
Cool. And I will do Jophiel for one. I never get to put the other 3 up. So with 1 second delay here on the show, here they are. So Jophiel's in here and Uriel is in this one. It's a cropped photo, so the 3 that are solo are actually below that photo in a bigger photo, if I made English sense. So Jophiel's in there, Uriel's in there, and then we had one more. Oh, the woman at the diner restaurant. You don't have to share anything out loud, but say, got it when you got it. You can hear who that was. Was it an actual angel in person? And which angel was it? And then now you should be just cracking up, and I can't really see you, but I think you're going to go red.
It feels like she was an angel of truth. That's what's coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how positivity, or just openness itself, and allowing the universe to be, and all to be as it already is, full love throttle on, how that's abundance and how that's our opportunity for growth. Not the details so much. It's not that we're going to live without details and go all paradise all of a sudden, but we're all operating way too much up here. Talk to us about how being here is the key to it all.
The energy of positivity, so the feelings that come with when you have a positive thought are really high frequency waves, and they can lift your whole being to a space of openness. So for example, if you're feeling angry, frustrated, depressed, anxious, any of the lower frequency emotions, what does that do? It like slumps you forward, it closes you down, it makes you feel tight or stuck in your body, and it kind of blocks you from that inspiring energy and intuition of your soul. It slows everything right down, and it has its place. We definitely need to be curious and go deep into every emotion so that it can pass through and gift us its gifts and its lessons and its growth. But the magic of positivity and appreciation, gratitude, love, and joy, it's so high frequency that it opens you up to receiving more of that which you're grateful for. So if you're feeling a bit down when you wake up in the morning, take a few deep breaths in and out, process that and notice that it will shift and change with the breath, and then invite in a thought of what am I grateful for? And notice when you start looking around that you're abundant with so many different options and opportunities, and there's so much available to us. Just notice that every breath you take, there is infinite abundant air. So being grateful for this fresh air that you can breathe in. And the more that you are grateful for, the more that you magnetize in all that beauty into your life. And that's the vibration of love in your heart, is being able to appreciate that you are a divine being, that you are a light condensed into a body, being a human here on earth. What a miracle. Like, actually blow the mind wide open, because it's a gift. I feel like there's many souls that are wanting to come to earth. That's why we've got billions of souls incarnating at the moment, because earth is such a wonderful school where we can learn quite quickly, where we can clear karma and receive good karma, and we can grow hugely, and then take all of that which we learn and expand into to the next levels, to the next dimensions. So yeah, it's a to be here, and to remember that every day is the key to living from your heart.
Beautiful. And you covered a lot of ground too. So it's feel what you feel, don't judge. But then Earth can be like a washing machine, or just like you're at the surf on a little bit of a busy day for the waves. You can get knocked over and tumbled around, and then you have to get back up. It's what you do with it that counts. And there's always the ability to allow for more daily in life. Okay. There's a lot of talk about 2010, 2012, the shift that probably already took place. And then there's a lot of talk of nowadays about how that light consciousness is just period. It's coming in. And a lot of us get fixed. We get out of school, high school, get out of college, university, and we say, I got to go do this. I got to go conquer the world. But we're doing so externally. And we're not really conquering ourselves or allowing ourselves to like grow organically. We don't listen to our heart that much. We sort of go for the rat race, whether it's up here, externally. Can you help people who might be really good at what they do career-wise, but they know something's missing? Can you talk to us about how there really is something bigger going on that's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing? It's just more love, though, not to scare anybody or make it sound too woo-woo-woo.
I feel like the angels want to channel through me with this. So I'm just going to close my eyes. You are here to be uniquely you. There is nobody else out there in the world that you are meant to be or fit into. There is no ideal box or expectation of yourself or goal to achieve. It's an unfolding and allowing, giving yourself permission to be the fullness, the full expression of your true soul. You have your soul purpose, and it is connected to what you love doing on earth. Take a moment to think about what excites you, what brings you joy. What do you love doing on earth? Because it is within this creative doing that more and more of your soul light is being expressed. So gently allowing yourself to let go of any pressures or expectations and surrendering to that which you already are. You already are the divine light. It is inside of you. You can never be without it. And then giving yourself the space for it to express itself, your soul to express itself here on earth by doing things that you love. The earth energy is shifting. There has been a great long period of the divine masculine, which is involved in thinking and doing. Now there is a new wave of energy that has been trickling in for a long time. It is now coming in a faster stream. The divine feminine. It is a space of being. It is a space of receiving and integrating that which you are on earth. There is more and more of this essence available on the earth, which is showing that there is a change on earth. There is a change of energies of having to work to earn money, to have a house, to have a car, to be successful. That is shifting. Success is being able to express yourself fully from a space of love and joy. What lights you up? Because when you are inspired, you are in flow with spirit. You are in your spiritual flow. And where do all your ideas come from? They come directly from source, from the universe. So surrender the human ego will of needing to achieve financially and physically, and open up to the success of feeling. What your soul truly desires is to feel fully here while being in a body, to be able to express itself fully while being a human. Give yourself the space to be in the yin so that you may receive more and more of the light that you are in every present moment, so that you can then express it. There is a divine balance being called for here. The balance between giving and doing and receiving and being. This is the gift we give you now. Take a few breaths to let it integrate and land.
Nice. I'm going to put up a lot of angels at a concert. So it's not raining, it's not balls of light, but you'll recognize at least Joy, the pink ball of light in the center. The bright purple is Claire. My guardian angel's in there. If you want to catch a lot of vibe coming in, sorry for all my window reflection and stuff, but that's a lot of angels. If you want to put up hands and feel, maybe you can get one more message from a big group of angels, even though you just did that.
The message that's coming through is that the reflection of your window is meant to be here. Because what it's reflecting is nature. It's the trees outside your house. So it's reminding us of our true nature. And when we come together as a group, like in that beautiful space where everyone's dancing and listening to music and raising their vibe, there are so many angels that can then step into your aura when you're in that frequency.
And that's the purple one there and the pink one there. Thank you again. Okay. It is so simple. And it's not about grasping any of this or having to think more or do more or anything that's the neck up. What our traditional trainings have been about from elementary school, high school, college, and even career, corporate world, and all the rest. Can you remind us how it's just a few breaths? It's here, it's now, it's the heart. It could be stretching, breathing, smiling, laughter, anything, hugging a tree, being zany and silly, doing a twirl for absolutely no reason, even though you're in the middle of the supermarket.
Exactly. It gets complex and complicated if we get too involved with our mind. And in that moment where our mind is very involved, I invite you to step inside and come to the breath, because you're not making yourself breathe every moment. There's a great intelligence that's creating the breathing, the flow. And so it's natural. So step in and come to your breath. Take 3 deep breaths in and out and let go of the thinking and that knowing and come into the unknown, because that's a beautiful place to play.
And the unknown, though, is the one thing, a thing that the brain is afraid about. It's got to hold on. It's got a blankie. It's got a security blanket. It's, you know, our fear, our worry, our ego, our psyche, whatever you want to call it, our intellect doesn't want to surrender the control. It's been in the driver's seat this whole time. The scariest thing is to be in the unknown and to go to your heart, which if you're an athlete, a musician, an artist, you kind of know, or you're just really good at making a certain type of salad or preparing a fish dish. All that expertise you have in the moment when you do something beautiful that other people appreciate, you love, that gets around the brain. So there's a little, there's some work, but there's no work.
Exactly. And it is in the unknown, which can be uncomfortable, but yet in that uncomfortable energy is vulnerability. It's like being in the dark night sky. There's no moon. You're in the dark sky. It's unknown. You're not sure where to go next. But if you just take a moment to breathe and look around, you'll see all of the stars, all of the planets, and all of those stars and planets represent the limitless opportunities and possibilities that are available to us. So it's an exciting place to be. So be brave and be vulnerable, to be in the unknown and just breathe into that space and see what comes up for you, because that's where the soul will speak and it will guide you.
Okay, now all of this is coming from the highest vibe. So if you're an audience member at home, you're saying but. You're yelling but at the screen. You're yelling at Natalie. You're yelling at Mike. You're like, but what about, I got this situation. My problem is, my drama is, my situation is, I got 16 dogs, but I don't have a cat. I've been through 7 divorces in 7 weeks. I'm the most unlucky person there ever was, or more serious stuff, financial, you've lost a loved one and everything else. So life does happen. Can you just talk to us about how everything is somehow still an opportunity? And I've got an angel for you to help out. She's resilient. Her name is Claire. She's one of my dog's guardian angels, and she still does humans too. Don't worry.
So bringing it, grounding it down, bringing it to the everyday. We're a soul with a body. We've got a mind and we've got emotions that get activated with our mind. So how can you work with this? If your third dimensional world is hard and challenging right now, then yeah, and it really can be sometimes. And I just want you to know that if it's in your reality, you've got the tools and the resources to get through it. It doesn't just happen by mistake. So if you've got a huge challenge happening right now in your life, remember that you've got enough light and wisdom and resources to get through it. And you are going to get through it, because everything constantly changes in this world. It might be an uncomfortable feeling right now, but that feeling doesn't remain. It flows through. So just to speak to your mind and speak to yourself and say, I know that this is hard now, and I know I'm going to get through it and it will change. But how do I get through it right here, right now? And how do you, with awareness, don't believe everything you think. Not everything you think is real. A lot of it can be based on fear or something that's not a reality. So question your mind. Ask it, wait, hold on, mind. Where are you getting this from? Is it fact? Or is this a feeling? Is this a fear? Is this something that I'm anxious and worried about, but it's not real? This actually isn't happening. Because, sometimes the mind will run us through something that it thinks is going to happen in the future, but it's not actually happening. So bring yourself back to the present moment, to the here and the now, to the present moment. Ask all the light of your soul, ask your mind to be present with you in the here and the now. Take some breaths. And in the present moment, there isn't anything to worry about, because worry is something projected in the future. And so actually in this present moment, with your breath and your mind, you've got a lot of power and you can get through anything. And if it is hard and you feel alone, then ask the angels to just ask them, because they are waiting for you to ask them, and they are ready to support you all the time, anytime. You can just say in your mind, angels, please step into my energy field and help me in whatever way you can, because I need help right now. And they will. It might be someone that you speak to that has a brilliant idea. It might be a song that you hear. It might be that someone just comes to you and gives you a hug. Just stay open. It will come in many different ways. You will get that support, and you are not alone. You'll remember these words in those moments that you need this help.
I have a fairy. We're going to change tacks a little bit, but still unconditional love. And you know what? If you're a geophysicist, I think an astrophysicist, you can still get an answer that's complex about your gravitational pull theory question. And a fairy can answer that question just as well as an angel. But here's Ginger the fairy. And she's got even a higher pitched voice than Joy. So it's Ginger. She's fun. Check out the rainbow light on those wings. But she talks like this. Whee! You can see her as a 14-year-old, either behind the desk or by the Peloton bike. She's a little more appropriate. Tinkerbell's more 13, rambunctious. She's silver light. If anyone wants to catch sparkles in the air to the left and right of your eyes, 5 inches, 4 centimeters away, it's all good. What's Ginger have as a reminder for us all?
Everything is pure light. And when it comes down into the earth, it turns into an array of colors. And these colors represent the emotions. And some of the brightest fun colors are sparkling through right now. I am just seeing so many sparkles of color. Yeah. And you know what? My dog's name is Ginger. And she is so sweet and so fun.
I love it. And I've got a harmony for you, an angel who, I don't know why. I mean, they choose all sorts of key words. She chose tranquility, not harmony, but grace is grace, faith is faith, hope is hope, joy is joy. There's sort of a little cabal of fun folks here to help. Here's harmony. It's supposed to be rainbow light. I did the best I could. And what are you getting from harmony?
That there is an ever flowing spiral of light for each one of us. And if we allow ourselves to flow into the spiral, life becomes harmonious. We're no longer attaching to the highs or resisting the lows, but we're staying in that center where everything just flows.
Is that so? That's a Zen honey expression just now that totally goes to the point of what you were talking about. If anybody follows the Zen stuff, something good happens or bad happens, the old man says, is that so? Then the opposite happens. And he says, is that so? And it all balanced out. It's a long story. But you know it. I'm going to put up an angel who's light waves of energy and water, ocean energy. She's from Sirius originally, not Andromeda or Orion or whatever. And they've got some galactic backgrounds. Some are domestic in the planet Earth area. And I'm not trying to be too serious. Here's Min, my guardian angel, but 80,000 people's guardian angel. We've even had a guest who was a physician. If people want to tune into August 30th of 2024, that episode with Dr. Karen White, she talks about meeting this angel again, but how she saw her when she was 8 years old at the foot of her bed as a hallmark angel, and she knew she wanted to be a doctor. Here she is interviewing all these decades later as a retired physician, and that was a really cool show. Okay, you've already met Min, and you can catch ocean energy. You just want to say, Calgon, take me away. If anybody remembers the 80s or 90s, that commercial. Suppose you're having a hard time at home, but you are sensitive. You buy into all this, that love is love, and there's thinking. Ask for a lot of love to come down right now. Close your eyes. Do what you got to do. Natalie, what do we need to know from you, from your crew, from Min? What do you got for us?
Presence. To sift through all of the doing and the thinking, coming into the infinite stillness and presence of this moment, because your guide, Michael, is gifting everyone something very sacred. I feel like each person is receiving a gift. And for me, the gift is that I'm going to be able to feel more and more present in each moment. And maybe some of you are also getting that. That's a big gift to receive because our minds are so active. They're always planning ahead, or they're thinking of what happened a few moments ago or in the past. And it's like here and now. This is where all conscious light exists. This is where we can create with the universe.
When you enter your home from work or just running some errands, which way do you enter your home? Is it with an iPhone and you're doing your next conversation verbally, or you're looking at stuff? You've got 3 dogs greeting you and they're jumping up and down. They've waited all day to see you again. Which way is it going to be? And so also there's the atmosphere of your home. I was sitting, and I always play the same video game for 8 years, sometimes for pure enjoyment, relaxation. People would consider it boring, but I love this video game. And I got a thought that I was like, whoa, that's not me at all. And I didn't react too much, but I was like, I better sage the house. I have enough interaction with folks. I was like, whoop, throw a window open, sage up and down. So you've got energy in your place. You've got what you bring in and what you're going to create. Are you going to greet your doggies and say hi? Are you going to go down, kneel? Are you going to let them consciously lick you? Oh boy. The ego, the intellect is like, no way, Jose, man. I'll say hi. Maybe I'll touch him on the head. Are you going to do total love and an engagement? Or are you carrying the groceries? You're worried about stuff. You got to put it all away. So can you talk to us about the dynamic of where you live, your space, whether it's an apartment or whatever? Just even traveling, a hotel can be really rough on people and they don't even know it. They're like sponges picking up stuff, just walking through a mall or going to a big athletic event, and a couple shoulder rubs. And the next thing you know, you're really picking up energy everywhere. Can you talk to us about how much opportunity we have for growth in all these spaces?
I love this question. Thank you for asking it, because our home is like an extension of our being. And so have a look around your home and notice, do you have things in your home that you don't love? Because what you want to have in your home is everything that you love, because it's a reflection of you. It's reminding you of your pure essence, your soul light. So look around and get rid of some things, declutter. Where you've got a lot of clutter, you attract in psychic energy and it gets stuck there. You want the energy to be able to flow in and out. You want it clean and clear. So that's one way of working with your home energy. The other is, yes, when you are entering into your home, just stop and pause and enter in with this awareness of, now I'm home. Now I'm in my beautiful space. Now I'm going to receive the love from my 3 dogs and feel the energy from this beautiful space that I've created. This is my sanctuary. If you've had a lot of people coming into your home and if the energies feel a bit muddled or mixed, I use sage like you do, white sage to burn and clear. I also sit and I channel white light, and it's very easy to do this. You visualize a waterfall of white light coming down from above, entering into your entire home, cleansing, clearing every single space, every cupboard, every space, and taking anything that no longer serves you out of your home down into the earth, where it is transmuted and changed into a different energy, which then feeds the earthworms. So you cleanse and clear your home so that it can be a high vibe space, and that it can be decluttered so you can think clearly, so that you can feel peace when you're in your home. And the same goes for when you're traveling, you're going to different hotels. Every single hotel room I ever go into, I take my incense with me. I love Nag Champa or some Palo Santo or a selenite crystal, and all the waterfall of white light, and cleanse the room so that you can have good, healthy dreams that aren't connected to other people's energies, so that you can feel peace and feel held in that space. So it goes for any space. And also another tool, so say you've been in the shops, in the shopping mall, and there's been a lot of activity, a lot of people, and you're feeling overstimulated, overwhelmed, like that was a lot. Do what the animals do. They shake it off. Just shake it off and breathe it out. And when you do that, you actually release any excess energies that are not your frequency, that might be sitting on your shoulders or on your body, and you release it. And you feel so much lighter and clearer. It's a brilliant tool. Do it now. Give it a try.
Chubby Checker, Elvis, just do hip shimmies in the supermarket and watch how many people laugh. You laugh, you feel better. I'm going to read a quote. I'm going to put up a couple crystals. We haven't done this before, but I'll put up a couple crystals. They can talk, or you're just going to feel what you feel, or you're going to be like, ooh, pretty, and share something. But here's a quote that's from Chogyam Trungpa, the Tibetan Buddhist monk who passed away in like 87, 88. But this is from 2014. So the universe is always bigger than we think it is. Well, here's one quote. This wasn't what I was thinking, but this is close. Taking one breath is like, can't do it backwards. Taking one breath is like taking one step. Both bring peace and harmony. But I had another quote from him that's really cool. And I'll just, here's a quote from Joy, the angel we had up earlier. Enjoy every moment so your laughter is healing and hope to others. And now I got the one that I wanted. Okay. The way to experience nowness is to realize that this very moment, this very point in life is always the occasion. That's what you were just telling us. And hopefully that showed up. And then I was going to do crystals. I almost grabbed selenite and I was looking at it and I'm like, I got 3 already. And so I didn't do it, but I got something that's pretty good. I can never pronounce anything. So it's a pophrolite. I'll do that last. I'll do a Tibetan quartz crystal with tourmaline in it. And there is a happy face in there. I'll see if I can get the happy face. It's sideways. There's 2 dots and then a curve that way. If you want to put your hand up and feel it or use your body to feel it, let me know when you've got what you've got from this guy. He's friendly.
This crystal saying clarity, being clear about what we are asking the universe for, and being aware of if we're sending mixed signals to the universe, and if we are, then looking deeper into that and getting to the depth of clarity. What is it truly that we want to create and manifest on earth?
And then the orange one. It's shit. Excuse my French. Okay, we'll do it this way. It's the citrine. That's it. And I'll do it this way.
Empowering. It's activating solar plexus chakra, which is connected to self-worth, soul purpose, knowing who you are and standing in your light. Very empowering.
And last but not least, this can cause no harm if it falls. I almost just cracked the iPad screen below. Whoops. This is a pophrolite. Impossible to spell or pronounce, but still really shiny, and I like shiny. It's like close to diamond, but it's like a quartz, but a pophrolite.
This feels like it's connected with ascension, that it can raise your frequency so that you are connected to your guides and angels and other lifetimes. It's powerful.
Something new. Okay, 2 more angels, which means 2 more topics in any direction. If it's a baseball game, a World Series, the other team doesn't stand a chance. You've been hitting home runs. They have to get a whole new box of balls. The leather's coming off the ball, and people out in the parking lot over the stadium wall are super excited, but they're not because it's not a collectible anymore. We're going to keep the baseballs intact so they can get autographs later and sell them or collect them. Okay, here's Rebecca, an angel who's from really far out, who's sound. One of my business managers was Charlotte. But there's actually 4 balls of light in there, and I'll see if I can find that other photo to just try to make the point. But meanwhile, Rebecca is super cool. Do your thing. And here's that other photo. This is Min, the silhouette we saw, and Charlotte in more metallic light energy form with some faces in there. And that was daytime shot, and it doesn't really matter the details, but same 2 balls of light are the way that this photo is. Again, nobody really cares, but it's super fun.
Your unique sound, your voice. Each one of us has a unique voice. And the way in which you speak, the words that you use, the language you use, creates a certain resonance. And certain people will completely hear and receive and understand you. Other people won't quite get the message. Some, it will whiz past them. Your voice is so unique. And when you state your name, your own name, which you chose before you were born, you whispered your name to your parents so that you would be called your name, because every time you hear your name, you feel your vibration and you remember your soul purpose. So say your name 3 times in your mind or out loud, connecting to your soul purpose, your vibration.
And you have an amazing last name, I believe, that you chose that's everywhere. And you have an amazing middle name. We'll call it a middle name, which I think has representation, if I said it right. It's symbolic in some way. I don't know what it is exactly, but we have an angel named Dale with an Andromeda background who coached an Olympic athlete from the 70s or 80s, who's really just like a great life coach, business coach, sports coach, you name it. Dale's awesome. Maybe he can, like my last name, Ford, could be viewed as crossing the river or a creek to help people from one side to the other. I like that one. Okay, here's Dale, and there is a face in there, and he's super sweet dude. If you need to think of an actor, think of Greg Kinnear. He said George Clooney if you have to, but Greg Kinnear is easier. And you can see angels in full on human form. That's why I'm kind of mentioning that.
Feels very grounded.
Very
Being
down to earth is what I always say about him. Down to
yeah,
earth, yeah.
yeah, down to earth, being able to navigate here in this third dimension in such a creative and inspiring way.
I'll see if I can find Michael. I was just saying Dale showed up when I lived in Weehawken. I was in New York City, but I had moved over to Weehawken and would commute across the Hudson River for the corporate job for probably a decade plus from this place. But there was a little Colombian coffee chicken shop, Cucuracu, and there was this truck driver from Colombia with the best freckles in the world, skinny fellow, very charismatic. I thought he was real. He would always be the friendliest guy in the world, always ask me, Mike, how is life? And we'd chat. It was Dale the whole time showing up. And they have that way. There was only one time he sat with a woman. They had those styrofoam cups with wine in them. You know, it's a little hole in the wall place. But they would pay no attention to me that one time. They were focused on the cousin of the owners who had come up from Colombia. She wasn't supposed to be in America. She was supposed to go back. There was some sort of mini mission going on to help her get back home. I'm going to put up Archangel Michael. Can we use this as an example that not the whole world moves in mysterious ways? I mean, duh. But somehow that if you could just allow for a little more, you can even participate in it a little more. You could receive a little more, and it's totally available. Especially
Yes. How ready are you? How willing are you to open your mind even more to ideas that might not be fully comfortable, but if you expand your mind and if you set an intention that I'm going to be open to other people's opinions and ideas, I'm going to be open to the flow of my soul, my guides, my angels, and I'm going to be open to new ideas coming in, new beliefs. I'm just going to have a day where I'm really open and saying yes and seeing how it all lands. That's mind expansion, and that's what Archangel Michael's bringing us right now.
And you get a choice. You get Mother Teresa, or you get a colorized version of Sri Shirdi Sai Baba from India, the one from 100 plus years ago, or you can have older Geronimo, or you can pick two of the three. Who are we starting with?
Mother Teresa.
Okay. And she's got a great laugh and sense of humor. And I've got to say, she said something like, she said, if you judge people, you have no time to love them. But compassion is like a deep breath for many. We're moving so fast that just taking a breath is about as close as we're going to come to full stop. But if you want to pay attention more, you can go much deeper.
And it feels like what she's sharing with us is if we shift our mind and energy from being me, I, and we open up and realize that we're all one and we're all connected and think about the others, and instead of thinking, well, what can I do today? We can say, well, what can we do today? Replacing the I with the we and connecting to the collective and bringing more of that essence of kindness. You know, being kind to others gives you such an opportunity to beam more love light in this world. So it doesn't take much to be kind. And there are people that are suffering in this world, and just asking the universe to send them some light is such a kind thing to do.
And then I'll do Sri Shirdi Sai Baba for you, the one from India. But if people want to start catching an Indian incense or the high vibe, he'll even move, wink, smile in the photograph. What will you allow for? We'll put up Audrey Hepburn next as a final figure, and then we'll let you share a couple more directions with us.
You can go as deep as you're willing to allow.
I love that. And you're available for folks. They're going to come at you first. Here's my situation. And that's the classic. And you're going to say, of course. And you're going to do a great job of receiving them so they get comfortable. But after a little while, some people, it dawns on them there's a bigger opportunity at hand. And you're very good at that for helping them go from just here, this situation, to a broader getting into alignment with the universe and life and what they could be doing for their unique life path. Did I do a good advertisement for you?
Oh, yes, very heartfelt and true. Thank you.
Okay, now this is going to be your hardest one. I'm just prepping you now. Put the seatbelt on. If you could get 3 compliments from Audrey Hepburn, and one of them, she'll help package it for you like your publicist. If you could share one out loud about how much fun you are from the angel's point of view, but that's just one level. It's a triple tier tiramisu. I love that expression. I use it for everything. No calories. So you're going to get 3 compliments. Maybe you share one. There's no pressure. You don't have to. But you can also, when you close your eyes, have all the angels show you how they see you as light. That's going to shake you up a lot. It's going to be very pretty. And finally, for the audience at home, why would we leave you out? Let her move in the photo. This is a great photo of Audrey Hepburn. A wink, a smile, the eyebrow goes up. You get to meet your own ego too, which is not a bad thing. There's a huge group that embraces the ego. It's not going away. But the way to, I'd say, angels said this, ego is just a momentary, temporary lack of compassion or love. So if you could let that pop up and go, ooh, I'm in my thinking, you can do a little more of this. It's an opportunity to remember to breathe, smile, or just be happy. Here's Audrey. Let her do her job. Get your 3 compliments. And when you're ready, close your eyes and get a huge visual of how they see you as light. And if she's got a reminder too, only to add like 40 logs to the fire right now. Apologies.
Namaste. The light in me truly honors and sees the light in you.
And anybody, put it in the comments. You can see a shoulder waggle, eyebrow goes up, a smile. I'll even do this to give you an assist. I'll try to hold it steady. When your brain says, I didn't just see that, that's your ego. When your heart goes, oh my God, I totally saw that, a smile, do it again, or the eyebrow went up. What'd you get for movement in the photo, Natalie?
Her smile. It's just big and warm.
Okay, I'll give you one topic before you give us 3 to kind of wind this up, or as long as you wish. But angels would just tell us this every day if we would only listen. Learn to take life one moment at a time. What's your reaction to that one?
Peaceful. If you are able to take life one moment at a time, you'll feel peaceful because your mind will be less active. It'll be interested and curious in this moment, the only moment that exists. So invite your mind into the here and now, because life is a series of moments.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Okay, I don't think you need any more photos, angels, inspiration that way. Do you have a topic, though, that maybe you had been on the beach on this morning and it came in? Anything left on the shelf that you wanted to bring in as a topic?
Yeah, there's like one more thing that's sparkling at me on the shelf, and it's light love. Light love. What I channeled a while back is that when we die, we get to look at our life, and we don't judge ourselves in any way. We just get to see the life that we've just lived. And where we've been kind and compassionate and loving to other beings and ourselves, there's a huge stream of light love. And so we look through our life we've just lived, and we look for how much light love there is. And if there's loads of it, we feel, oh, we've had a beautiful, beautiful life. And if there's a little bit less light love, we go, I want to go down to earth again. I want to bring in more light love. Give me another chance. Get me back there.
Oh. And this is what how do I do this carefully? You are like a finely tuned instrument. It doesn't mean you don't have your days or those situations or the plumbing goes awry or something. But my point is, you are super excited, and I don't like a military analogy at all, but you're like a cool fighter pilot. But we'll just for peace and not necessarily flying in a jet, flying a beautiful kite of love. Okay, so you're getting to live and do all this, and it's a lot, and you get to see different reactions to the same message, from disbelief to "you've got to be kidding me" to "oh my God, rock on, sign me up, I want to read the book that hasn't come out yet," and more. It's all okay. How do you handle it all? Could you talk about the personal? Sometimes there'll be resistance. You'll be like, "Oh my God, it's another one of those. I haven't had one in 2 years. I gotta breathe, get my feet in the sand, hug my dog, talk to the husband, blah blah blah." And then I'm cool. 6 hours later, an hour later, 2 days later, you're like, "Oh, thank God that happened. I learned from it." Okay, talk to us about those ebbs and flows of being a high vibe healer.
It's about trusting, because it's not me, Natalie, the personality. I'm a conduit. I'm a vessel for the light of the universe to flow through. So I surrender into each moment and just allow the fullness of the angels of the universe to show up and speak through me and heal through me. And I always know that it will match the energy of the person that's coming to me for a session. So if someone is a skeptic and they're a bit nervous, then we'll dial it down. We don't need to go so high frequency. We'll be more with working with the programs, the beliefs, the feelings that they've got in their body. We'll be more down to earth. So it really is a conscious flow of spirit, and I just show up and attune myself to whoever it is that I'm working with, and trust. So that's the greatest gift, is to know that it's not the ego self that's trying to get somewhere in this world. It's the soul that's creating desire and longing to experience, and to give space for that, and to trust in that, to trust in the soul.
Well, Natalie Namaste from Nicaragua, you've been incredible in the APL Spotlight Series. I'm super thrilled to have had you on the show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been so wonderful. Namaste.